right. Hello and happy new moon in Libra. Libra is an air sign that is represented by the scales. It encourages us to find balance by embracing opposites. So for example, you might invite more rest into your life if you feel like you have too much activity going on, or you might try to listen more if you feel like you speak too much, or connect with others if you're feeling isolated. Finding balance is a continuous practice of adjusting and realigning as situations in life shift around. In this practice, we're going to start with sun salutations and heat building postures. Then we'll explore the lesser known moon salutations and conclude with a longer held resting pose. This way we'll create balance between our active yang energy and cooling yin energy. So when you're ready, meet me on your mat if you have 2 blocks. They may be helpful in this practice, but you don't necessarily need them. And then come down onto your back in any comfortable position. Arms can rest down beside your hips, or maybe place one hand on your belly and one hand towards your rib cage or chest, so that you can feel your breath. Expanding in the belly and in the rib cage and chest as you inhale, and then feeling rib cage, chest, and belly soften as you exhale. Start to notice the natural rhythm of your breath. And with curiosity, become aware of how long the inhale is and how long the exhale is. Then we'll begin to find an equal inhale and exhale. So we'll start with a count of 5. And then we'll do a few breaths on your own if you want to adjust that count. So begin by letting all the breath out. And then inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do a few more rounds on your own and adjust that number so that it feels right for your body. One more round of breath. And once that round is complete, start to reach your arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch and a deep breath in. Then exhale, lower your arms down beside your hips, bend your knees to bring your feet flat on the mat, and start to lift up into a bridge pose. Lifting your low back and mid back off of the mat. And just take a few deep breaths here, pressing evenly down into both feet and all 4 corners of each foot. And start to reach your arms up towards the ceiling, spread your fingers wide. Use your left hand to gently pull your right fingers back, stretching out your right wrist. Take a deep breath into your right wrist. And a full breath out. And switch hands, stretching out your left wrist. Release the wrist stretch and circle your wrists a few times in one direction. And circle them a few times in the other direction. Lower your arms back down and slowly roll through your spine to lower your hips all the way back down. Toe heel your feet out about as wide as the mat and let your knees windshield wiper from side to side, dropping one at a time to the right and to the left. Then bring your knees back to center, feet back to center. Slide your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Start to lift your feet off of the ground. You can straighten your legs, or if it feels better, feel free to bend your knees. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades, drawing your low belly down to lift you up, starting to warm up the abdominals. Then reach your right hand towards your right foot and lift just a little bit higher. Bring your hand behind your head as you inhale, lower your shoulders down. Exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades. Letting all the breath out, reach the left hand towards your left foot to lift you just a little bit higher. Then hand behind your head, inhale, lower your shoulders. Exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades. Right hand towards your right foot, lift. Hand behind your head, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Left hand, reach a little bit higher. Hand behind your head, inhale, lower your shoulders. Okay, this time we're gonna add a little twist. Exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades, twist a little bit to the right, then reach your left arm across, and as you let all the breath out, reach a little bit further forward. Hand behind your head, inhale, lower your shoulders down. Exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades. Twist a little bit to the left, reaching your right arm across, and then reach forward with your right arm. Hand behind your head, inhale, lower. One more time on each side. Exhale, lift up. Twist to the right, left arm across. Reach for the wall in front of you. Back to center, inhale, down. Last one, exhale, lift up. Twist to the left, right arm across. Reach. Back to center and release. Hold on to the tops of your knees and massage your low back by making some circles. Go a few times in the other direction. Then drop your knees over to the left side, coming into a twist. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Then roll back through center, drop your knees over to the right. Reach your left arm out to the side. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Come back through center, on your back, feet flat on the mat, and start to lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Point and flex your ankle a few times. Then make some circles in one direction. Circle the other direction. Start to cross your ankle over your left thigh for figure 4. You can lift your left foot off of the ground and reach behind your left leg if that feels good. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And finding your sweet spot. Is it more over to the left or over to the right? And pause for a moment. Take a deep breath into the right hip. And then release your left foot down, release your right foot down. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Point and flex your ankle a few times. Circle it in one direction. Circle it in the other direction. Flex your ankle as you start to cross it over your right thigh, figure 4 stretch. Explore how it feels to rock a little bit to the right side and to the left side, and then find your sweet spot. The perfect balance. Release your right foot down, release your left foot down. Bring your hands behind your knees. Start to rock and roll to massage the length of your spine. Do that 2 or 3 times if it feels good. And then we'll make our way up and around into a tabletop position, swinging your legs around, bringing your hands down, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Take a few rounds of cat-cow as you inhale, bringing your chest forward, shoulder blades together. As you exhale, push the floor away to lift up between your shoulder blades. Inhale, tipping the pelvis forward, lifting the tailbone. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone. One more deep breath in. And full breath out. And come back to center. Lower your forearms down for dolphin. Holding your hands together. Tuck your toes under. And then start to lift your knees off of the ground. Press the forearms down to lift up between the shoulder blades. Then finding a comfortable position for your legs so you can bend your knees, your heels can be lifted, keeping your spine nice and long. And again, finding that balance in the pose. It might feel nice to pedal out your feet, rocking from side to side with the hips. Maybe lift and lower the heels a few times, warming up the shoulders, bringing more weight forward. Take one more deep breath and start to lower your knees down. Bring your hands flat on the mat and start to lift back and up into downward facing dog. And take a moment to explore some movement here, bending one knee and then the other. Or bending and straightening both knees, shaking the hips, shaking the shoulders and the head. Settle in. Then pause for a moment, feeling your hands pressing down into the floor. Feel the length through your arms and your spine all the way up to your tailbone, and then down the backs of your legs. Feel the breath moving from the hands, up the spine to the tailbone, and with the exhale, down the backs of your legs. With your next inhale, start to walk your feet forward to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Take your feet out nice and wide. Soften your knees until you feel your back release and your spine lengthen. Then hold on to opposite elbows as you come into ragdoll. Sway gently from side to side or forward and back. Give your head a little shake to encourage your neck to release. Begin to release your hands down. Toe heel your feet to about hip width distance apart. And with your next inhale, lift up halfway. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Coming into our sun salutation. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back into a high plank. Let's hold this first one for a few breaths. You're welcome to lower the knees right away, or you can keep them lifted. Explore some movement if you'd like. And then pause for a moment. With your next exhale, start to lower all the way down to the mat. You can drop your knees or keep them lifted as you come onto your belly. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra. And then exhale, press up and back into a downward facing dog. Start to shift the weight into your left foot as you float your right leg back and up into a three-legged down dog. Then take a big step to the top of the mat. Come all the way up into a high crescent lunge from here. Feel free to soften your left knee as much as you'd like so that it feels good in the front of the left hip. The pelvis is in a neutral position, and you feel steady and strong. Take one more deep breath in. And with your exhale, start to lower your hands down, framing your foot. The left hand's going to stay down as you drop your left knee, and then slide your right leg back to come into a modified side plank. Option to float your foot off of the ground to play with your balance. Pressing your hips forward to the wall in front of you. And if you'd like, trying to keep your left shin in line with your knee rather than swinging it off as more of a kickstand to really work the strength of that left hip. Take one more inhale. Then exhale, step your right foot back to the top of the mat and come up into a warrior two. Windmill your arms around, bring your back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat, right foot facing forward. With your inhale, flip your front palm and reverse your warrior, reaching back. Exhale into extended side angle, reaching the left arm up and overhead. Back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg facing the long edge of the mat for a moment in 5-pointed star. Then we'll take all of that and do it in reverse. So turning your left foot to the back of the mat, warrior two. Extended side angle, reaching right arm up and overhead. Reverse warrior, reaching left arm up and back. Windmill your arms down. Keeping right hand down, right knee down. Slide your left leg back, coming into your modified side plank on the right. Pause here for a moment, playing with your balance and embracing the wobbles. Then step your left foot back towards your right hand, and we'll rise up into our high crescent lunge. Take a breath here, settling down into the heaviness of your legs with your exhale and connecting with your arms reaching up towards the sky with your inhale. Lower your hands down and step your back foot, your right foot forward to meet your left foot. So we're facing the back of the mat. Then inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Make your way back to high plank. And then lower down, either all the way, or if you'd like, you can go halfway, coming into upward facing dog, or taking cobra. Press back up, modified plank or high plank, and back to downward facing dog. With your inhale, float your left leg back and up into three-legged down dog. Exhale, take a big step forward. Rise up to high crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands down. Right hand stays down, right knee drops down, modified side plank on the right. Step the left foot forward, back where it came, and lift up into a warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Lift up, 5-pointed star facing the long edge of the mat. Warrior two to the top of the mat, turning your right foot to face the front. Extended side angle, reaching left arm up overhead. Reverse warrior, right arm up and over. Cartwheel your hands down. Left hand, left knee down. Right leg kicks back into your modified side plank. Step the right foot forward. Inhale to high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Step the left foot forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reaching towards the sun. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to high plank, and then lower down. Halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and exhale back, downward facing dog. We're going to go through that sequence one more time with the option to add a different balancing pose. So when you're ready, shift the weight into your left foot, float your right leg back and up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, big step to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, this time hands come down into a grounded airplane. Your hands can be on your blocks, or maybe fingertips as you float your left leg back and up. And then turning your hips open, so you're stacking left hip on top of the right to come into a balancing half moon. And then soften the front knee as you lower the left foot towards the back of the mat, coming into warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. 5-pointed star facing the long edge of the mat. And if you'd like one of your blocks at the back of the mat, maybe place it there now for your balancing half moon on the other side. And then come into your warrior two to the back of the mat. Extended side angle, right arm reaching up and overhead. Reverse warrior, reaching left arm overhead. Cartwheel your hands down, coming into, or sorry, not cartwheel, just the left hand coming down into your balancing half moon. Maybe reaching for a block or to the fingertips to the ground, floating the right leg and right arm. Then we'll close the hips off as you lower your right hand down, square off the hips, grounded airplane. Soften the front knee as you land the right toes back, rise up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Let's move through our sun A, stepping the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step back, high plank, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. We'll start on the other side. Shift the weight into your right foot as you float your left leg back and up. Big step to the top of the mat. Exhale. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, grounded airplane, hands down. Right leg floats back and up. Coming from the ground up into your balancing half moon. Maybe you reach for a block. As you start to stack the right hip over the left, reach your right arm up. Gently land the right foot as you come into warrior two. Reverse your warrior, reaching back. Extended side angle, reaching forward. Lift 5-pointed star to the long edge of the mat. Warrior two to the front. Extended side angle, left arm reaching overhead. Reverse your warrior, right arm reaching. Then balancing half moon. Another option is to bring your right forearm to your right thigh as you slide the back foot in a little bit. Coming into a bent knee balancing half moon, and then from there lowering the hand down so it's not so far of a reach. And then lower left hand down as you square off your hips. Soften the front knee, lower the left toes back, rise up, high crescent lunge. Awesome. Hands down. Last time through our sun A, stepping the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, salute the sun. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to high plank. and then lower down. Shine your heart space in your back bend, and back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to lower down into a child's pose to find a little rest before taking our moon salutations. So you can choose having the knees out wide or knees together, resting your forehead down to the ground. Start to come back to noticing your breath and the balance between the inhales and the exhales. Take 2 more of those balancing breaths with equal inhale and equal exhale. And start to press yourself back up. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, and walk your hands back towards your feet so you're in a forward fold at the back of the mat. And from here, roll all the way up to standing. We're going to start by turning to face the long edge of the mat to the right. And then reach your arms out to the side and up with your inhale. Interlace your fingers, but keep your pointer fingers reaching up, biceps hugging against your ears. Inhale to lengthen, and with your exhale, take a side stretch over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhale to center. Bring your hands down to heart center and take a big step to the left with your left foot. Turning your toes out, your heels in. Come into your goddess squat. Cactus your arms with the elbows bent. Spreading your fingers wide. And start to straighten your legs. Reach your arms straight out to the sides. Set up for triangle pose to the back of the mat. So right foot's going to face forward. Back foot, left foot's parallel to the front edge of the mat. Shift your hips a little bit to the left and reach forward with your right hand. Maybe reaching down for your block. Or your hand can come on your leg or to the inside or the outside of your leg. Lower that left hand down as you square off your hips, finding pyramid pose. Slide the back foot in a little bit at about a 45-degree angle and encourage your right hip to pull back into space and your left hip to pull forward. Lengthen through your spine as you inhale and fold over your right leg as you exhale. One more breath here. Slide your left foot back, drop your left knee, and come into a low lunge, reaching your arms up. Hug the legs in towards each other. Lower your hands back down. Tuck the back toes to lift your knee, and start to turn to the left, facing the long edge of the mat. Side lunge to the left, bending your left knee and sitting your hips back into space so the weight is in your heels. Then we'll take this movement, this sequence in reverse as well. So lifting your hips up and over to the right, bending your right knee. And then turn all the way to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee down and rise up, low lunge. Exhale, hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift your right knee, slide your foot in a little bit for pyramid pose. Lengthen your spine as you inhale And fold over the left leg as you exhale. Triangle pose from the ground up this time. So bring your right foot so it's parallel to the back edge of the mat. Left hand down, either to the mat, your leg, or a block. As you start to lift your right arm and stack the right shoulder over the left shoulder. Notice how it feels to come into it from a different direction. Then soften your left knee and rise up, coming back into your goddess squat with the toes out a little bit, heels in, cactus your arms. Then push off of your right foot to step your right foot next to your left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Interlace the fingers, pointer fingers reaching up. Exhale to side stretch to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center and pause for a moment. And inhale, reach your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, pointer fingers reaching up. Exhale, side stretch to the left, hips pressing to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the right, hips pressing to the left. Breathe into the left side of your rib cage. Inhale to lengthen. Start to step your right foot out wide, cactus your arms as you come into your goddess squat. Straighten your legs and your arms. Set up for triangle pose towards the top of the mat. Shift your hips back, reach forward, and then lower that left hand down. Start to lower your right hand down, squaring off your hips as you slide your back foot in a little bit, coming into your pyramid pose. And you're also welcome to have both blocks under your hands here and take them with you as you move from the front to the back of the mat. Start to slide your right foot back, lower the knee down, and reach your arms up into your low lunge. Feel the balance between the heaviness in your legs and the lightness in your arms. Lower your hands back down. Lift the right knee, turn to the right, facing the long edge of the mat as you side lunge right, bending your right knee. Then lift your hips up and over to the left side, side lunge. Turn all the way to the back of the mat, coming into the low lunge, drop the back knee, reach your arms up. Lower your hands down, pyramid pose. And then triangle pose. Bring your left foot parallel to the back edge of the mat, right hand down, left arm up. Soften your right knee, rise up. Goddess squat, toes out, heels in. Then push off of the left foot to step it next to your right foot at the back of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, pointer fingers reaching up. Exhale to side bend to the right. Inhale, center. And exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Lower your hands back down to heart center and pause for a moment. Just noticing how that felt compared to the sun salutations. That's one full round of a moon salutation. And from here, let's just turn and make our way down onto our backs to set up for a reclined twist. So you might take one of your blocks on the left side of your mat to start with. You could also have the other block on the right side if you'd like. And then lower onto your back and hug your right knee in towards your belly. Give it a gentle squeeze in. Start to straighten your left leg. And then guide your right knee across. And this is where it can land on a block or a bolster or any support that feels good. Or make any other little adjustments here that feel right for your body. If it feels better to have both knees bent and maybe something between the knees, you're welcome to do that instead. Right arm reaching out to the side. And we'll stay here a little bit longer, more of a yin posture, restorative posture, to find a balance between our effort and ease of movement and stillness. And allowing space for more silence in this pose as well. As we do that, just notice what happens to your mind and your thoughts. And if you notice your mind becomes distracted easily and you start thinking about things from the past or things that you need to do in the future, continue to guide your awareness back to this present moment. The last few breaths here, notice if there's any tension that you're holding on to and see if you can soften, maybe a little bit around your left hand if you're gripping around your leg. Relax your right leg, letting it melt down into the support beneath you. Take a deep breath into your upper back and around your shoulders. And as you exhale, allow that space to soften. And roll onto your back. Pausing for just a moment, and see if you can notice a difference between the right side of your body and the left side of your body. And to balance it out, we'll do it on the other side. So maybe taking your block over to the right side if you're using that. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. And start to guide your knee across your body over to the right. A block underneath your knee or a bolster underneath your knee can help to encourage the body to release, feeling supported and feeling safe. As you connect with your breath here, see if you can really feel into the heaviness in your body that comes with the exhale. Noticing all parts of your body that are making contact with the ground or with the block. And allow those areas to feel really heavy as you exhale. And shift your awareness to the front of your body, feeling how the chest and the belly lift away from the ground as you inhale. There's almost a feeling of floating off of the ground as your body feels light. And connect with that sensation for a few breaths. Feeling light as you inhale. And then put the two together, connecting with the lightness you feel in your inhale and the heaviness you feel with your exhale. You'll start to unwind, coming onto your back and setting up for your final resting pose for a few moments. And that can be any position that feels really comfortable for you. Maybe on your back with your legs stretched out, arms down beside your hips. And for a few moments, try to let go of all effort. Release any control over your breath. Allow your whole body to relax. Bring your awareness back to your breath. With your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead to take a full body stretch. And then bend your elbows, bend your knees, and roll onto one side, curling up into a fetal position. Taking it nice and slow as you press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And now that you've connected with your body and the new moon cycle is starting, it's a really great time to set intentions. So I have a few journal prompts to help guide your self-reflection. And from there, you might choose to set an intention for the month ahead. So far we've focused on how Libra is associated with balance, but it's also connected with fairness and relationships. So this is a good opportunity to reflect on those areas of life as well. I'll put the questions in the chat box. They're also down in the description below. And feel free to comment if you have anything you'd like to share about your reflection of the practice or the journal prompts, or if you have a strong Libra in your chart and you'd like to share any other insights, please add those as well. Okay, so the first question is, where in my life do I feel off balance and how can I restore harmony? And the second question is, which relationships in my life feel imbalanced and what can I do to create healthier, more balanced connections? And the last question is, are there any situations where I feel called to stand up for fairness and justice, and what can I do to make a positive impact? So feel free to reflect on all of those questions, or maybe one stands out more than the others, and you can spend a little more time on that. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. If you enjoyed the practice, please subscribe and meet me here every full moon and new moon for a live class. And if you'd like more yoga classes, visit my website, moonphaseyoga.com, where the classes align with the cycle of the menstrual phases. And you can begin that journey with a 7-day free trial. So check it out if you're interested. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Libra season. Bye.